Philly, come back. Be on live. Hey, folks. Let's go. It's the light, it's the obstacle. It's the heat that drives the light. It's the fire that ignites. It's not the waking, it's the night. It's not the song, it is the sing. Let's go, folks. It's the bringing of the light. It's the bringing of the light. It's not the waking, it's the night. And I could cry.
Two guys from Illinois took fate in their own hands and set the show out to the land. Art's not gonna get in here. Music plays for your good cheer. Think about it, then grab a beer. Come on and watch the Phil and John show. Phil and John show. They're showing up and there's nowhere to go. Phil and John show. Phil and John show. They're playing so hot that it's melting the snow. Yeah, Phil and John show. Phil and John show. Don't know where this will go. Phil and John show.
Hey there, Phil.
Hold on, we'll get it. Hold on.
Got special guest Scooby in the room tonight. We're going to start off with 3 windows. We're going to go to 4 in a few minutes. I'm going to take out my dominoes.
Hold on, John.
All right. Hey, Phil. How are you, buddy? Are you there? Hey. They say hi to you. They said hi. But Phil's been very quiet. Phil, we're live on Facebook. It's just Friday, December 10th, folks. Welcome to the Phil and John Show, number 86.
Hi, Johnny.
86 weeks in a row. I know Phil is getting ready to go out to a big show tonight, so I'm not going to keep him all night.
No, I'm not. I'm not going.
You're not going to go?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, be nice to people on TV. Say hi to Scooby. Say hi to Phil, Scooby. Say hi. You got your own camera.
Hi, John.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Fantastic.
There we go.
Sorry, a little late. Just doing a few things, and happy Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday again. I was working out today, the muscles. All-American workout. Or is it Italian or is it French? I'm not sure. French
It
or
is
Italian?
French. Yeah.
Or Italian's got green in it. So
You were kung fu fighting.
That's for sure.
Or you were Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I'm trying to be Foresty. More Foresty all the time.
Unbelievable show tonight in the city. Can't wait.
As everybody gets ready for their stuff tonight, we're going to keep them entertained this evening. I got a couple musical guests lined up, and Jeffrey Blackmon's going to join us for 5 records here in a little bit from California. He's in the waiting room already, but I'm making wait a few more minutes until we bring him in. Because if we're going to do 15 records, there's Scooby. Hey, Scooby, come on back. Scooby's on Scooby Can tonight.
Hey, Scooby.
Yeah, thinking about getting his mustache trimmed, but he's probably not going to do it.
What are you doing, Scopes?
Say hi, Scooby-Doo. You're on TV, bud. This is the Scooby segment of the show. Scooby wanted his own window tonight. He didn't want to share with anybody.
We'll call you Andy Fresco.
Andy Fresco, the guy who does the al fresco sandwiches. I love that. Yeah. That was interesting that happened this week because I shared that stuff with him, and I just decided to send him a message and just show him the art. And he got really excited. He said he wants to do our show sometime in the winter when things slow down. He said, "Dang, everybody's checking in early tonight. I told you guys it'll be a little while still, so watch the show."
Yeah.
Like,
You mentioned that people are going to be tonight. That's pretty insane. Becky Lundum and Matt, and it's going to be quite amazing.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I saw the thing where they were picking out songs and they were doing. I don't know. That's going to be pretty cool, man. It's going to be a good show tonight for sure.
You didn't give any bands for Hartford?
Do I know of any bands yet from Hartford that are legitimately been announced? Not yet.
Yeah.
I've talked to a few of my friends that I know are going to play there. I know the Match Sellers said they want to be there. I don't know if you remember who the Match Sellers were. They were really fun. The Bluegrass Astronauts, very inspiring.
You talked to Larry and Jenny?
I talked to Larry and Jenny Keel. They're getting ready to start settling down for the winter, and they're also going to do a show with us after January, sometime after New Year's Eve. So I talked to them. I talked to Andy Frasco. I didn't talk to Billy Strings yet. I sent another message back to their management so we can keep contacting back and forth with each other. But
Billy Strings, huh?
I
got a +1. I got a +1. You want to come down to the show tonight?
I can't make it, man. It's too far.
Come on, man. I got a helicopter.
No, I'm stuck here I'm going to brush my hair tonight and wash it and stuff. I can't.
I'm super psyched.
You know what girls used to say? They couldn't go. They had to wash their hair. Yeah.
You ever been to Martyrs in Chicago?
Never been to Martyrs. Believe it or not, I've never been to Martyrs. I don't get as many shows as I need to in the big old city up there. It's a little harder of a negotiation to get there.
Yeah, it's a cruise. It's a beautiful thing in city Chicago. You deal with traffic, which I don't like.
No, I don't like Chicago. Too many people. It's like I watch the TV shows. That's how you get enough Chicago out of the TV shows. There's a one about ambulances, and there's one about fire trucks, and there's one about policemen. And I watch those Chicago television shows, and then there's one about Frank Gallagher, which I think is my favorite Chicago TV show. Did you ever watch Shameless?
No.
It's highly inappropriate, and it's extremely entertaining. I love it. We're on season 11 right now. We're almost finished with it. We got like 5 episodes to watch. But
I saw you doing a pop-up thing coming up.
Tomorrow I'll be in Bloomington at the Smoker's Den.
Well, thanks for inviting me. Thank you very much, number 42.
Did I invite you?
No, you did not. You're not my friend. You're not my friend on Facebook. We just do this thing for bullshit.
We're so over each other. We are the honeymoon's over. Where did somebody send me a message? Hold on, let me check it. It said Alexander Lee McQueen. Just letting you know everything is set on my end. Sweet. So we got Alexander Lee McQueen. We got Robert Worley. First, we're gonna bring in our good buddy Jeff Blackmon. In about 10 seconds. Hold on a second. Hold on. Man. You know what? Did you bring any records tonight?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
What do you think?
My record collection's getting pretty slim as far as.
I don't know what I got, but I was playing my favorite radio station in Chicago, WXRT, and they played "Video Killed a Radio Star," and I cranked it up. It was a great song. That's what really was innovation of video and music, right, Chester?
I did a rewrite of that show or that song. I called it "Reality Killed the Video Star." It kind of did. Think about it. You can take that song. You just apply it to what's going on.
I'm really thinking.
You don't really think? Is that what you mean?
No, I'm trying to think. And then right after that, they played the Pretenders, which is one of my favorite bands. Great song. Chrissy Hyde and the Three Cats.
I'll give you 30 seconds to grab 5 records. I'm going to let Jeff Blackmon in the room from Visalia, California, folks. Our good buddy Jeff Blackmon. He's coming in from Visalia, all the way from out there by Fresno. Hey, nobody goes to Fresno anymore. All right, Jeffrey Blackmon, welcome back to the Zone. How are you?
Hey, Jeff.
Good to see you.
California kid, what's going on?
I'll just chilling, getting some work done. Playing some guitar. I wrote a song today.
Hey, bud. Not you, Jeff. This bud over here.
Welcome to the Phil and John Zone. You should come to Chicago tonight. It's going to be a great scene of.
Yeah, I'm actually catching a flight right now.
He's on the plane right now.
If I had a helicopter, I would go to California. So.
If I had $1 million by the Bare Naked Ladies, folks. We're gonna do 5 records with our buddy Jeff, all the way from California tonight. He's been one of our most steady fans throughout the whole experience so far. I would have to say,
Jeff, you will get a couple albums hand painted by Phillips in next half year.
Say we've done like 86 shows tonight. You know, Jeff has tuned into at least 70 of them, and he's been on probably 10 or 15 of them, I bet you, by now. So that's what we're
Hey,
proud
Jeff.
of. Yeah, thanks.
Jeff, love you, brother. Love you, brother. I
Cheers.
can't wait to have a beer. Yeah. I can have a beer until I get downtown.
I'll start tonight with this weird one I found today in my collection because I'm getting run out of albums to
Thank
show.
you.
This is a band called the Straw Dogs. And it's got this picture of the jester in the gallows, like getting dropped through the gallows. Like it's it's real heavy, you know. And it's got a song called Carnival in Hell on it. I bought this. It's not even an offcut. Like I thought for sure it would be an offcut. I actually bought this one. I don't know that I've ever listened to it, but it looks like my kind of jam. Punk rock dudes on the back, you know. Well, let's do it later.
Awesome.
Straw Dogs out of.
You're up, Jeffrey.
I'm up. Huey Lewis in the news. This is picture this album.
What's on his forehead? Is that somebody's initials?
Yeah, somebody's initials. You know, that's how it goes, right?
That's good.
I get a lot of that. But I listened to Huey Lewis today on the radio. Killer band.
Evans on here. Good album.
I got a bunch of his songs just way stuck in my head. It's not even funny.
All right. I'm a big Back to the Future, but Huey Lewis, I saw him a couple times. With the horns, it was just a fantastic show.
I bet.
Fantastic. Okay. This is Chuck Berry, but it's 3D cover. It's not going to do anything, but it's 3D. Yeah.
It hurts my eyes to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to speak of you here. Very nice. I like Chuck Berry. You know, he's been around since the 50s. And he's just still an amazing, or he was up to his last days, a very amazing musician. My next record is going to be the Ramsay Lewis Trio, which are these three guys. It's Ramsay Lewis and his two buddies who joined a band with him back in the you-know-when. It's called the In Crowd. Everybody's in with the In Crowd, because in the In Crowd, you had to be cool back then to be in the In Crowd. It's got a song on it called Felicidade, Happiness. The Ramsay Lewis Trio. The picture on the front is not a very good picture. You know,
I have that album. Yeah.
You put an album out and you tell him.
Hey, tell your dog to be quiet.
Hey, buddy, we're doing 5 records. It's you. Block your view. The neighbor's dogs are out. The bumper sounds out.
Chester's gonna kick your ass, man.
I got Slim Whitman. You guys, Slim Whitman.
Okay. That's funny. He's got a lot
Ramble
of
on
albums.
Rose, man. It's not the same as Ramble on Rose. I checked him out on YouTube actually today.
Right.
Slim Whitman. Yeah, he's got his own sound, that's for sure. He's a one of a kind.
Greg Allman's anniversary he just passed away, I do believe.
I guess. They were talking about him on the internet the other day. I saw that. I didn't see what for, but I saw they were talking about him.
My favorite concert of all time is the Allman Brothers. But anyway, this is Greg and Dwayne, Allman Brother album that I got. And Allman Brothers, I mean, you put it on right now, put your needle on the turntable, put on the Allman Brothers, you're going to go,
Yeah. That's the first album I ever saw, Allman Brothers Mountain Jam, because it's like 28 minutes long. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, Dwayne was, do I really know? No, but I hear he was really that good. Yeah? What do you think, Jeff?
Oh, I have Peach in my collection.
Yeah. But he was, I'm just trying to say, I mean, tonight in Chicago, I'm going to Martyrs and seeing some killer shit tonight. I'm super psyched.
My next album is called
It's not a good album. You know why it's not good, John? When you have the white sleeve. Yeah, exactly.
Well, the white sleeve is now yellow, so it's that old. But it's a single for a song called Stroke by Tokyo Amazon. Or maybe the band's called Stroke. I'm not sure. I just found
The Strokes?
It's on Sutra Records. It's a Sutra single, so it's an LP single. So there's two versions of a song on one side and one version of the same song on the other side. I've never listened to it. I'm guessing it's dance, remix stuff. I'll jam it out later. Have a little dance party. Maybe. I told you I'm getting down to the back of the barrel on the record collection. I'm trying not to show too many again And this week showing 5 new ones was putting me into the point where I almost had to go to the record store and buy new albums. So I've shown like 400 records on our show, man. So, and they're all up here now. And they're in my studio, and they're all on this one wall over here. And but I've shown them all, so I'm gonna be lame and show them again. But go ahead, Jeffrey. You're up, buddy.
All right, I got Willie Nelson and Ray Price, San Antonio Rose.
I have that album. It's really good. Very country version of Willie Nelson.
The way that Ray Price is looking at Willie Nelson on the back of the cover just kind of, I don't know.
Oh man, he wants to give him big Neil Diamond a kiss. It looks like. It looks like Neil Diamond in that picture. All right, Phil.
We're gonna go with they're doing old classic shows on my list, so we're gonna go with the Partridge. Remember the Partridge Family? You're way too young for that, but it's pretty cool. It's a sleeve, and I got a poster inside, and it's just pretty cool. Anybody know the Partridge Family?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I always see my back tattoo is the Partridge Family. Hold on a second. No, not really. It's not really the Partridge Family. Then he fucked up.
You got a tramp stamp? What the hell?
Yeah, Partridge Family. It's a big partridge with the love and the Peter Mac stuff coming out of it.
Hey Jeffrey, you got to give me a couple bands, or I got to make a couple albums, man. During there's no downtime, but
I'll give you the information. But, yeah.
Just say I would like this band on a record.
Okay. I'll send it to you.
All right, do it.
You know who these guys are? All right, you need to check these guys out.
Yep, I got that one.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I think it's called CSN. This is the CSN album.
Yep, I got that one. They're
to-
just so smooth and so good.
Yeah, there's something special about them. We have a band in Decatur called the Elwyn Motel, and they do a Crosby, Stills, and Nash show. It's really good. Because that's something you don't see very often. So if you get a chance to see the Elwyn Motel, you got to go see them.
My turn?
You're up, Jeff.
Kingston Trio, live at the Hungry Eye.
Oh, I almost grabbed Kingston Trio today. Are they any good? Because I've got all the records.
I have them all. They're mass produced.
The Trio. That was his favorite band was the Kingston Trio from my grandfather.
And they were kind of a folk band, right? They were like folk singers.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the movie A Mighty Wind?
Yeah.
They kind of fit in that genre of time, right?
Right.
Yeah. East Village Others. I like it. I'm gonna go check them out. I've got all the records. One of my collections I got from somebody who had left them to me was has every Mitchell Trio album. There's like 12 of them in there or something. I don't know. It's a bunch.
I think I have like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think they were like he said they were mass produced. I think that everybody collected them.
Hey Jeffrey, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Shine.
Cheers, Johnny. Much love, gentlemen. Happy Friday. Life is short. Enjoy it. I miss you guys. I know you, but I know I'll give you a hug one day, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
I love you, man.
Cross paths one of these days. We already have in so many ways.
You're a good soul, man.
I go to Illinois.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to I got stories upon stories. Time is short. About bands touring a Europe band. It's not like going from. They're playing every night in a different country. In Europe, it's a different state. I mean, anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but how you're in California, we're in Illinois, but if you're in Europe, you can go to Germany to France in like 2 minutes.
What are we talking about? I think it's your turn to show a record, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not even 420 yet. We're already losing track of everything.
No, Fifth Dimension, man. Fifth Dimension. Great. I love the sleeves.
What's the fourth dimension?
The fifth dimension.
Height, width, and length times time and space. Fifth dimension.
Yeah, I'm a huge horn guy when they got it right. And they got it right. Fifth Dimension, Slide the Family Stone, I mean, that is priceless. It's an orchestra with a jam band with great stuff. You going to summer camp to see Little Feat, John? No.
No. So here's a
Are we doing Blue Ox?
we're doing Blue Ox.
Okay. Yeah.
The Man of La Mancha soundtrack. For some reason, I have all these old musical soundtracks, but this one has great drawings on it.
Wow.
Great stuff, man. Ray Mancini.
Don Quixote and his girlfriend and whatnot. I think it's Don Quixote. Yeah.
My dad turned me on to that stuff. Is classical, man. I crank jazz. I crank some classical jazz. It's a beautiful thing.
Don Quixote. I always thought Don Quixote was something about donkeys, honestly, when I was a young man. The Don Quixotes made me feel silly. Okay. Those Don Quixotes. Those dang Don Quixotes.
You could be wrong.
Last one is Van Morrison. He's
Wow,
been
I don't know.
band and street choir. Got Domino on there and
Really?
You don't have that one, Phil? Band Street Corner?
No, I do not. Well, you don't have everything.
I do.
Oh, you guys have this one?
No.
Okay.
That's your last one. Is that your fifth record? How many did I show? Wait, hold a second. Oh shit! I didn't show the best one. Oh well.
All right, and then it also comes with that insert with all the lyrics.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny because the last one I didn't show was appropriate, so we'll show it last.
All right, go ahead.
Perfect.
So you got your last one,
Yeah.
Phil, or you already showed your last one. Oh, where the fuck are we? Are we done? You got one more?
75.
Phil's got one more.
Phil, you got one more?
No, your turn, John.
What,
I have one more?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you go.
We're gonna go with Dire Straits. I probably should
Knock it out
the
of the
steel
park.
guitar. I didn't like Dire Straits when they first came out. I didn't like some of the stuff they did, but the more I listened to it, Mark or whatever his name is really eclectically good. So I'm into
For my last record here, I have since I made a blooper and got 6 records instead of 5 records. So normally I only bring 5, but I brought 6. But the funny thing is, this one's called
Blooper.
Kermit Schaefer's latest and greatest, the best of bloopers, radio and television, most insane boners.
Here, boobies.
It says
Got
boners. Yeah. It's TVs and radios, most insane boners.
Oh,
So,
cut off. No.
yeah. Anyway, beep beep. All right, the same boopers and bleepers and bopers. All right. Well, like 420 right now, so it looks like Jeff's going to sing us a little song while we get 420 up here, and
Go for it, Jeffrey.
We're going to bring our friend Wee Worley.
I'm gonna take a 1-minute break, and Jeffrey.
All right. Well, this is not a 1-minute song. This is just I figured Phil and John needed a segment song for 5 records. Who got him? Who got him? Phil and John got him. Whole lot of 'em. 5 records and 5 more. 5 records and a whole lot more. There you go. That's all I got.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey, for being here and being part of our show always and being such a good fan. And stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of good guests tonight, and the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty awesome, too. And then we have 2 shows. One's on Christmas Eve and one's on New Year's Eve, so we're going to have to turn it out. But, Jeffrey, thank you for being part of what we do, bud. Really, seriously.
All right. Later.
Woo-hoo! Long version. Cut it off. That's enough. All right, thank you very much. Wow, Phil, that was quick with Jeffrey Blackmon. So tonight is going to be kind of a whirlwind. It's going to be, we're going to just keep moving forward, I guess. And I do have guests. You remember the Worley Boys? I don't know if you were there when the Worley Boys played at Hartford. You might not remember them.
No, but I would when I wrote. I thought about it, but again when I'm away and can't go see all the bands. I didn't put it anyway.
Okay, no worries. And I think it was the first or second year because I remember when I met Weedle.
Well, I haven't been there you've been there for all the days. I haven't been there since I missed.
All right, you're froze, so I'm gonna bring in our friend Weedle Worley.
And then I'm in, yeah.
I'm gonna bring him in, okay?
Hey, I saw my album on a Hartford website. You see that?
Dude, your albums blew up last week. I don't know if you saw as many people as there were that were showing your albums. It was pretty cool because we were talking about Hartford and everybody started just showing your albums as reference to what they remembered from the festival for all these years.
Can I go to Hartford? Hello.
You're there with me. Hey, Weedle, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Johnny? I love the hair, man. Looking good.
Hey, thanks, buddy. I've been brushing it real nice, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Here, this is my Phillips, my good friend Weedle right here. I wanted to introduce you two guys. And
Hey, Phil. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice
How's
to
it
meet
going,
you.
Phil? Yep.
Fantastic. Happy Friday.
Thanks for having me on. I love it. Love it.
There's a theme with our guests tonight because I have two guests tonight that Phil's never met, I don't think, and they're both people who I met and had good times with late night at the Hartford Festival. So,
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Late night. Later, you throwing the albums around? Yeah.
What's that one?
Looks like fire, John Hartford.
I don't have that one.
Yeah. It's a rare find.
Yeah. I got him on my Spotify list, and I got a bunch of his records on there, and it'll every now and then it'll play songs. Yeah, always it plays songs I didn't know existed. That dude wrote some songs for days.
Yeah, me too.
For days he wrote songs, and I'm still discovering tons of new stuff I never have even listened to. It's awesome.
Yep.
So, are you playing music these days, Will?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's been a little slow, COVID's got us shut down a little bit. When I say shut down, we haven't stopped, but it's cold outside. We like them outdoor gigs in the summertime.
Yep.
I haven't played a lot of indoor stuff,
Yeah, we know all about the outdoor parties and how much funner that was than it is.
That's right.
Excuse me. How do you say your first name?
Well, everybody calls me Weedle. Weedle.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Okay.
His name's Robert, but we're gonna call him Weedle for the. I kinda
Where you
forgot
from,
about him.
Weedle? Where you from?
I'm up in Preble County, Ohio. I'm just across the Indiana line over here. I'm about 20 minutes east of Richmond, Indiana. I'm in between Dayton, Ohio, and Richmond, Indiana.
Okay.
Yep.
You doing any hunting?
Yeah. I
You
do
get any-
hunt.
Yeah. Did you get anything?
This year I filled my buck tag already. Here, let me
Right
just.
on.
This was last year.
Oh, I like the skull with it. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Cool. That's cooler than that.
Yeah, that was last year. That was Colorado trip last year. So, yeah.
Wow. So it made you just assumed right away that he was a hunter.
Yeah. What led you to that?
Like
Maybe the hat.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
What do you think of me when you see me, Phil? Judge me tonight, buddy?
I don't know. After 89 weeks or 80 some weeks, I still don't know what's going on with you, John.
I
Bringing me
from
new
day to
people.
day,
I
I'll
know
never
Weedle
figure it
now,
out.
but Weedle's more straight than you are. I don't know what the hell you're doing, John.
I don't know. You maybe ought to hang out with us late night, I guess, before you
Oh,
make that
boy.
assumption.
Got
That's it. Yeah. I thought about that today. I was thinking about that. There's a video of all of us playing. I'm washboard, and you're playing, and Jeremy Francis is there, and the Flatland Harmony boys are there.
Hey, Weedle,
Yeah,
from outside of Chicago, I'm gonna go see a show. What kind of music you gonna play tonight? What are you gonna listen to tonight? What kind of music do you
I
like?
just turned off Tony Rice Sings Gordon Lightfoot. That was on right
Okay.
before the show started. So that's
Is that
what I
an
was
album?
listening to a little bit ago. Yeah.
Cool
Is that an
beans.
album? Oh my God, I got to get that. I'm writing it down right now.
Oh man, that's one of my favorites. Well, Gordon Lightfoot's one of my all-time favorite writers.
Big time.
And Tony Rice obviously is Tony Rice, so him doing Gordon's straight up.
I
good
seen
stuff.
Tony Rice with my dad. My dad took me back in the day when I was a kid. He took me to a concert. Tony Rice. So.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to see him. I've seen him 4 or 5 times. Every time was just incredible. Yeah, I think he was the best for sure. Yeah.
That's cool. Gordon Lightfoot's one of those guys that you're like, you know a couple of his songs, or maybe one or two of his songs. You know it right away. Sundown or Get You Goomy or whatever it is. But when you go to listen to like his best of stuff, it just goes on for hours. There's so
You know
much.
it all too.
Every piece of music is something that they fed us. That was put into our heads. Gordon Lightfoot was definitely a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a great
Hey,
John.
Weedle, how do you know John?
Hartford Fest. Hartford Fest. So you was asking when we was. I was at the first 6 or 7. We played. I played with Jeremy at the second one. No, the first one with Jeremy, and then my family band, the Whirly Boys. We did like 4 in a row over there. We played Hippie Stage, and one year we did an early main stage show, and hopefully get back this year.
Yeah,
Been
you
a
look
long time for
familiar.
me.
Yeah, you
Nice.
look familiar. You don't have I never made an album for the band. I played on vinyl records.
The Whirly Boys? Are you sure? Well, you might not have.
100%. When you wrote "Who's Coming On," I go, "What? No, I don't. No, I would know."
We changed locations from Bean Blossom. I don't know if you heard about that.
I did. Oh yeah, I've been following. Yep.
It's a mess, but we can't control it, so we're just doing our best to make the best of it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure.
And so we're just going to carry on and see what happens next. Maybe we'll be back there in a couple of years. Who knows? You know, I picked my campsite today, so I'm stoked.
Hey, I wish him the best over at Bean for sure, but
endless.
I think for sure that it might have been time for this. You know, I mean, we need some late night picking. We need some. If the music needs to go on, then it needs to go on. And I know in the past it's been an issue. So I wish him all the best over there. I love that. I love the campground, but I hope I can make this year.
Bean Blossom is North Pole for my kids, so it's like it's a big deal, really.
Yeah.
I see them get twice as excited about Hartford Fest as they used to about Christmas when they were growing up, So it's it's cool. Now they're old and they still enjoy it, but
see, I'm a little bit the opposite there. When I couldn't come the last few years because I've got into graduation time, and I went through high school graduations, and then I rolled into college graduations. Now my kids are old enough where they're cool to hang out with me. So I'm kind of about to reach out to the powers to be. I'd love to see the Whirly Boys back on the bill for Hartford over there. Get the family back over.
Things have changed, and our the way we're doing it's a little different, I'm sure, but it's going to be as awesome as ever.
Hey, John.
Yes,
remember, every guest that comes on, they're booked.
Hey, how you like that, huh?
Yeah, all I do is draw pictures. People are asking me where they're going to plug in their campers. I'm like, no.
Hey, Weedle, remember the show is called the Phil and John Show.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
Making in here at 4:30 on Friday night, folks. So just tuned in. We're here with our good friend Weedle Worley from the Whirly Boys and other fun musical projects. Plus, he's one of the better mandolin players I ever met without a thumb. I'm going to put that right out there.
That's right.
The man has no thumb, but he plays a mandolin. So just think about that for a couple seconds in your head, all right? That's all you get.
Yeah,
right.
Wrap your mind around that one, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
You look no reason to bring that up other than just that it always blew my mind, that you played so amazingly well. Hey, I cut it off. He owed me some money, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I said, well, it's the money or the thumb. It's
the money or the thumb. Yeah.
Thank God for rubber bands and whatnot. I know I've always been impressed with your playing styles and stuff like that. I wouldn't put pressure on you to play unless you feel like playing tonight while you're here. But we always appreciate when people do play songs for us. I don't even know if you do something like that.
I could grab my guitar and maybe pull something off. I really didn't have nothing prepared, but I'll pull something off.
That's even better.
Go for it. Go for it.
Let me go grab a guitar then. How's that?
We are more unprepared than most of your average TV shows, so that's good. I know. I ask these guys, Phil. I'm always like, want to play songs?
I'll be right back. You're funny. Who are you talking to? Like you're whispering to somebody. There's people watching.
I need to have a contract.
I'm gonna go upstairs. I'll be back.
You better come back or it's over.
I will. I got stuff to do.
Send out the choppers for you.
Hey, man.
I don't know.
You really got me into this shit.
You don't even know what Zoom is yet.
That's
Phil.
a little bit. I wasn't quite prepared for all this little surprise, but
there's no need to go out of your way. We appreciate everything you can do. Like I said, we always keep that open to the guests and who they come in.
Oh yeah, we'll see if we can. See if we can accommodate something. How about so I'm a mandolin player, but I am playing the guitar. But Sam Bush, how about a little Sam Bush? Huh?
Won't hurt my ears.
Let me get tuned good here. No pressure, right?
Oh, there's pressure. There's pressure. Sam Bush is watching.
Yeah. was riding down through the grapevines when I heard someone say your name. Hand on my shoulder, just a little bit older now, and I remember everything. High until you ride up on the bridal veil, 10,000 feet above the sound. News came around and sent me to count all my blessings and to thank you for all the good friends that I found. Hey, 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 how in the hell can we take this if I'm forgetting it? Hey, 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 hold tight to the tail of a shooting star. Hey, 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 you're running circles around me now. I can't remember it all, fellas, but there's a little piece of Sam Bush for you.
Now that's great, man. That's really wonderful. We appreciate that more than anything. It was good to hear your voice, man. That's a great tune, old Sammy. We love Sam.
I love Sam. He's definitely one of my favorites by far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I tell you what, Sam, you know, he's getting older. I've seen him a whole bunch of times, but what about that Jake Jolliffe, man? I've been turned on to that guy, and that guy just blowing my mind.
He's good. Yeah. We saw Jake Jolliffe band a couple of years ago at Frankfurt. They played. And he played the same. Jake Jolliffe is the new mandolin player for Yonder Mountain String Band, or he was, right? Or he
yes.
moved in Jeff Austin's place. And it was last time we saw Jeff Austin play at Frankfurt. He played one day, and Jake Jolliffe band played the next day. It was pretty cool to see him play.
Oh, that would have been good. Yeah.
And they're both just amazing. They're both mind blowers. When it comes to
yes, yeah.
So are you recording any music or anything these days, or are you just?
Well, I tell you, my next project, I'm producing an album for one of my students. You can find him online, Dakota the Big Chili Nickel. He's got this. He's 23 years old. He's I've been teaching the kid since he was about 5 or 6, play the guitar, and he's doing a whole album of his own music right now. We're really close to stepping into the studio. The time is booked, and some of the Whirly Boys are going to be backing him up. We got a couple of musicians setting in, but that we're playing. The Whirly Boys are still doing a little bit of their thing, but right now I'm getting this album produced for Big Chili. That's kind of one of my main things right now.
So say his name again. He said something in the Big Chili Nickel.
So his name is Dakota Nickel,
Okay.
but on his Facebook it's Dakota the Big Chili Nickel.
All right.
So the college kids all nicknamed him the Big Chili, and he plays around the college town. I live close to a college town over here, Miami University. So he plays around the college town. And that's kind of his nickname, the Big Chili. So
right. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What kind of music is this young man
it's
playing?
Kind of it's got that outlaw country sound going on,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And the kid, man, at 23, has got an incredible taste in music. I mean, incredible taste in music.
Nice. Oh, that's wonderful, man. That's real wonderful. I know where Phil went. He gets up and takes these breaks. He's probably he does. He got the show up on his TV upstairs. So it looks like we got more viewers. So he puts it on 2 different screens at his house. So it looks like we're watching. And then he goes upstairs and starts watching it. He's probably up there watching it now, or he's got a pee, or he's eating a beer, or taking his dog for a walk.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
it's all right. He'll be back.
It's nice to look at your face, though, Johnny. He's seen you forever.
You too.
Yeah.
Something I ask every guest, and it's something I have curiosity about myself, because music's always been so important to me throughout my whole life, and where I come from, and everywhere I've been, and everywhere I go is kind of based around music. It seems like, and it all has to start someplace in our heads. When we begin as young people, we're like, for me, I was real little, and I remember being a kid at my grandma's house, and they had the radio on, and I heard the song Blueberry Hill. That's the first song I remember from my memory. But do you think like, what's the first early memory song for you that you were like music? When you heard it, you were like music. And it got you excited. If that makes sense.
Circle Be Unbroken.
Will the Circle Be Unbroken?
Yep. It's my family song. My grandmother, she died in 2009. The Whirly Boys are me, my dad, and 2 of my uncles, and my first cousin. And then our percussionist, drummer, Jack Harper, he's a brother from another mother, but it's all family, and my grandma's favorite song was Circle Be Unbroken. I remember Christmas times, Easter and stuff like that, we would gather and we'd do our thing, eat and all that. And then all the instruments would get broke out and we would play. We'd play for hours and hours and hours. So guitars and whiskey bottles.
You grew up with that music. That's pretty cool. You know, I mean, yeah, that's a great song. That's an important one. It definitely goes way back. That's cool, man. 'Cause you never know. And you've kind of been. You think have you been kind of in the same genre of music your whole life?
No. So I was raised in bluegrass and then old country, and you know, and then I started playing myself. You know, I studied in college for a couple years classical guitar, and leading up to that and during that, I wanted to be a rock and roller, man. I had electric guitar strapped on, and I was learning all my Stevie Ray Vaughan licks and Eric Clapton licks, and I wanted to be a rock and roller, you know. And it just in time as I grew older, my heart grew back. My heart grew back to the acoustic, you know, the acoustic music. You know, I was always drawn to it, anyways. Even when I was doing the rock and roll stuff, scrolling through the radio station and something would come on that would be an unplugged sound and it had me. Crosby, Stills and Nash, for instance, you know, had me.
Even the kids, when my generation we were growing up, we were all listening to heavier stuff and grunge and metal, all stuff was out there. But when those bands started playing acoustic on those unplugged albums, it changed everybody. And they were like, it reminded us all what we grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, because of the music that we grew up with, the more relaxing, anything from John Denver, John Hartford, you know, but that you know, style of feeling. You can go into like grunge and heavy metal, and but they brought us back into it. Now you got Billy Strings trying to take us back into heavy metal.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. How you doing, Phil?
The Native Howl. You heard of them?
The Native Howl?
You never heard of them?
Not yet, man. No.
Oh, you got to write that down, dude. So if you was any part of a headbanger, they are an unplugged acoustic headbanging band.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very, very different for sure.
Phil, are you all right over there, buddy? Is he muted still? Oh, he's still muted. That's funny.
Yeah, he's hanging out, man. He's hanging out.
You okay there, buddy?
You muted me. Native Howl?
Yeah, the Native Howl.
There was a band playing, man. I always kind of keep your screen quiet when there's a band playing in case an old lady comes in or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Well, sometimes your mic gets a little out of hand, you know. It's
out of hand. That's a fucking bunch of bullshit.
Hey, now this is a kid show. Oh, this is the kid. This is not a kid show. Never mind. Okay, kids sometimes watch, but that's their own. It's their own.
Well, I like going out of the box. It's gonna. What are you doing tonight, Wendell?
Well, right now that's about it. I'm in, I think. So my wife runs a country store, and we have breakfast with Santa Claus in the morning. So I'm going to be up making pancakes about 8 o'clock in the morning for a bunch of screaming kids. So
that sounds great.
I'm gonna get all the bourbon in me I can get tonight. So
hey, kids, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
William D. Nickel on Facebook, folks. It says right here, if you want to find me, Dakota Big Chill Nickel on Facebook at the official Big Chill on Instagram. So I'm going to pin his whole thing in the comments there because he's watching. So say hi to your buddy William there. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Billy Nichols, like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Now, you got any more questions for Mr. Wheel here, bud? Before we go, Big
Phil? I want a pancake is what I want.
Yeah, chocolate chip pancakes, dude. Come on over.
Oh, man, pancakes.
Chester, you want a pancake?
That's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have breakfast on Friday nights around here, depending on what we drink.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Pancake supper is always good.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, it's real good to see you. Very good.
I'll see you down the road.
You too, John.
And I'll see you at Hartford.
Everybody out to Hartford. We'll try to get yourself there too, and I'll put a good one for you with Mr. B too, for that matter. Okay, bud.
Yeah.
Can't wait, man.
All right, brother. John's really good seeing you, man. Phil, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Have a great night. Tell your kids and wife and have a great night tonight, and have a great pancake.
All right.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Love you guys.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Peace.
So what do you think, Phil? How are you doing tonight? Are you okay? You could just appear there for a minute. You're kind of concerned. I did my whole question about his early music and stuff, and if you weren't around, and you know, I hope that's okay.
I missed a few. I had to take Chester out, and Chester wants to go outside, and he knows when I packing up to go. He knows I'm leaving. for the
Yeah.
night.
So
And he
that's
can
cool.
stay home. Chester can stay home with the cat. You know, I can leave him for 12 hours. So we're about to go downtown Chicago.
When are you guys leaving?
Like in a half hour.
Okay, all right, we'll bring the next guest in here in a few minutes, then we'll get through that and we'll get down to the show. So
Yeah, you might have to go longer than I can.
that's
so
fine. If you just
I'm gonna
disappear.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up Nancy Fine, and me and Nancy and Laura are gonna go downtown Chicago
That's
to
cool.
Martyrs to see the band's musicians that are going to be there that are just it's kind of blowing my mind. We're going to go see Pecky Lundum tonight.
Tell them who you're going to go see. I got to refill my water, and then we're going to bring our guest in. So you just tell them who you're
Okay,
going to see.
that's fine. At Martyrs tonight, it's Shoe Holiday Festival with people from Pecky Lundum from Pecky Lundum's going to be there. Matt Robinson, Jonathan Reed, Joe Day, Aaron from Under the Willow. We're going to get Scott Tipping. We're going to get Jim. We're going to get John. We're going to get Cody's going to be there tonight. It's just unbelievable.
We're going to let our other guest come in here. His name is Alexander Lee McQueen. So, folks, yeah, that's at Martyrs tonight. Make sure you get to Martyrs tonight if you can. There's going to be a great music scene. Old Shoe is something like you've never seen before. One of the better bands in Illinois, as far as I'm concerned. Would you agree, Phil?
What?
Hey, John.
Hey, it's our good friend Alexander Lee McQueen. What's up there, buddy?
What's up?
Good to see you, my friend. This is my friend Phil over here. He paints on records. I paint on canvases, and we're both artists. And we like to bring interesting.
How are
people
you?
to our show.
All right, I'm good. Nice to meet you, Phil.
Nice to meet you. And now we Friday night.
I'm great. I thought there was a cutout when you said, "How am I on Friday?" I thought it was Friday the 13th. I had to think for a minute. Is it Friday the 13th? No, it's not. But I am good.
He chopped out a little bit.
good?
He's in his basement. It's like he lives in a cave. No, welcome to the show, Steve. I almost called you Steve McQueen, but you're not Steve McQueen. No, are you related to Steve McQueen?
No, but I did reference him yesterday in a conversation because he's from a town called Beech Grove, Indiana, just south of Indianapolis. He was born there.
Yeah, I met Alexander Lee at here again. Here's the theme of our show tonight. Very late night at Bean Blossom, at some cabin where everybody was picking. He was singing songs, and it turned me on. His singing was cool, and I checked him out, and we met that night and talked, and we talked more the next day, and we kept in touch throughout the year, which is enough a little bit, which is good. And where he's getting ready to hopefully help us out with the John Hartford Festival with promotional stuff a little bit. And did Tom ever get a hold of you? We can talk about that later, but
No, not yet. Not yet.
you're on a list, that's for sure, for right now. At least a list of potential people that are going to help, which is really awesome. We appreciate it.
Cool. That's great to hear. Yeah. When I heard about what kind of things were happening with the moving of the festival, I thought, well, I bet they have a spreadsheet of everybody that goes, and I know how to sit down and make phone calls. So,
but you're a musician, though. You playing any bands right now?
Yeah, we're actually kind of on a hiatus because I was working a serving job Tuesdays through Saturday nights. But I've got a band called Leroy McQueen and the Vatos Supreme. And we are a Tex-Mex alt-country honky-tonk band with, I guess, most accurately genre-wise to like categorize us. This Dale Watson came up with the phrase Ameripolitan music, and encompassing roots music, blues, and country, and then throwing it all together to create country music. But when you say country music in today's age, people automatically think of Nashville pop. So it's not necessarily what we're going for.
Yeah, it is hard to that the term Americana came out because there was other music that wasn't country music that was so good.
Right.
I saw Todd Snyder 2 weeks ago, and he said something about Americana music. He says, I play Americana music, and we didn't always call it that. We used to call it unsuccessful music.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he so that's great. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
You
I also have for years I had a punk rock band that unfortunately settled on a name called Mr. Hipster. But over the years, over the years, I've worked on presentation and street performing, and more along the sides of folk art, I guess, folk music, which country encompasses a lot of, and whenever there wasn't a stage, for years I was busking in Bloomington and around other places that I've lived. So I've built my chops entertaining right from the street. So
Phil, you have something to say over there, buddy? You had something coming out of your mouth, and you stop. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I know you don't. You got to ask questions. This is the interview
Well,
show.
I was wondering where he's from. He's from the Bloomington area.
yeah, I was born in actually Lawrence County in Bedford, but we moved here when I was 4 in 1989. So I've moved elsewhere across the country, but we do this thing called the bloomerang, where you always leave Bloomington and always come back.
Bloomerang, yeah. The Dirty D is a big magnet. That's my town. It's a magnet. Just brings people. But you know what it is? Really, it comes back to like we just all go home again, or we try to go back home. It's an interesting thing that humans do. I think we travel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see one of the Bloomington kids in a few minutes.
No, Bloomington, Illinois. He's in Bloomington, Indiana, silly.
You call me silly?
I didn't call you Sally. Sorry, the show's been going on for a while tonight, and he's anxious because he's getting ready to go to a concert in Chicago, and so he's got like 20 minutes till he's going to leave and just go to this great show, and so he's all jittery kitty.
Well, I live in the burbs of Chicagoland,
Okay.
but I'm going to Chicago to see an unbelievable festival of musicians.
So basically, a local band that we love has gotten all their other friend musicians.
I mean, really think
the
about all
band.
the people who are going to be there.
Show. Yeah, it's pretty special.
Cool.
You're excited. I can tell you're excited. Well, whatever. We got a guest in the room tonight. His name's
I'm sorry.
Alexander over here, and Mr. McQueen is in the room. So I just appreciate you coming on the show.
My girlfriend's over there. I can't. All right.
No problem. I'm happy to be here. I really appreciate you inviting me to do this.
Our friendship, it blossomed in just one. I heard you sing a couple songs that night. And what were the songs you were playing? They were Eaglesmith songs.
I did some Fred Eaglesmith, yeah.
Fred Eaglesmith stuff or something that night. It got me excited, and I went back to my guitar and remembered I knew 40 Fred Eaglesmith songs. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. So I think one of them was that 49 tons of diesel locomotive couldn't drag me back to you.
Freight Train, baby. No.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Freight. I'm a freight train. Something like that. Yeah, Freight Train, maybe. Maybe it's just Freight Train. Yeah. Anyway, it's really.
I think it's called 49 tons.
49 tons. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know most of them from being around the circles or listening to them from from my ears, I guess, for the most part. But if you'd like to play a song for us, if you feel like doing that, I know.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I thought of when you said one or two, I thought I'd provide you with some original content. And I got one for sure that I'd like you to hear, but if we only have time for one, however that works out.
Hey, just we're gonna hand it over to our friend Alexander here now to do a song for us.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, you got to go change your underwear, or whatever, for the show. Go do that, and see you.
Cool. Well, to do my music, I got to put on my alter ego persona here. You're gonna see me do the switch. A lot of people don't see me do the switch, but there we go. This first song is called "The Vagabond River Rat." I wrote this song over the course of 10 years. I live with a thing called Asperger's and a mental illness called obsessive compulsive disorder and bipolar number 2. And when it comes to creating art, it takes me a very long time to settle on finished, and things have to be really perfect. And I'm kind of a perfectionist. And with this tune, I conquered a lot and I'm very proud of it. I hope you enjoy it. It's called "The Vagabond River Rat." I'm a vagabond river rat, born on a houseboat on the Wabash. That's where my daddy taught me how to swim. And I know that mighty river's every twist and bend. The Ohio, she ain't no strange neighborhood. And I know that river like Jimmy Driftwood knows the words. And I'll swim every Great Lake at least once. I'll swim half the Mississippi, and then I'll stop for lunch. Catch a mess of that blackened catfish, biscuits and gravy, and mulberry cobbler with all the fixings too. We can all go crack a couple cold beers, take a hit of Day Boy smoking, watch us some Dolly Parton on a Sunday afternoon. And I'll ford the mighty rivers to the Great Flathead and the Ponderay, where I've got a big old place and everything's my pace, and there ain't no law to tell me what to do. When I want to see a moving picture show, I dance, a jig, and sing for money on the street. And it's not embarrassing, cause I can make people smile, and every dollar bill they give me makes it worth my while. And all the river rats back home say I'm crazy to make the trek, but they're happy I'm happy, and I've got everyone's respect. And they also write that I'm welcome home anytime I feel, if I'm just passing through or need a home-cooked meal. Catch a mess of that blackened catfish, biscuits and gravy, and mulberry cobbler with all the fixings too. We can all go crack a couple cold beers, take a hit of Pat Ball smoke, watch us some Dolly Parton on a Sunday afternoon. Well, now it's time I settle down and build my float. A crude watercraft the DNR will quote, but she'll pass inspection with all necessities. Life jackets, fire buckets, and a captain's hat for me. And all the river rats back home say that I will return soon. And back home again in Indiana we will cruise, while landing heavenly bounty off of our trot lines, strung across the Wabash River, dancing in moonlight. Catch a mess of that blackened catfish, biscuits and gravy, and mulberry cobbler with all the fixings too. We can all go crack up cold beers, take a hit of Papaw smoke, watch us some Dolly Parton on a Sunday afternoon. Now, if you know the words to this part of the song, why don't you sing along? A one, a two, a one, two. Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still shining bright through the sycamores for me. The new mowed hay sends all its fragrance through the fields I used to roam when I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, and I'm longing for my Indiana home. Oh, when I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, that I'm longing for my Indiana home. Let's break it down now. Oh, when I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, that I'm longing for my Indiana home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sounds good, Alexander. You sound great, man. That really sounds good, man.
I
That
appreciate
song
it.
is good too. That song is really nice, man.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Original material is important. It's it's always cover materials. You gotta have it, but original material is so important. If both to have both things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's like the thing about being in a honky tonk band is that we have like a good 45 minutes to an hour of original music, but we know 4 hours of covers, so it's
exactly.
Yeah, being able to blend that together. And we always read the crowd, like when we're doing a honky tonk gig, we have a pool, we have a way we want to start the show. We usually start off with the same, 5 or 6 songs, and then we just feel the crowd. What do they want to hear? Do they want to hear sad songs? They want to hear upbeat songs,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Are they eating dinner or are they dancing, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Sure.
What do you think there, Phil? Were you listening at all, or did you go pee or something? What'd you do?
I leave. We have it upstairs also, so I hear it. It was fantastic. So.
Oh, great! Thank you.
Sounded really good, man.
Yeah, when I leave, we have it in the kitchen and outdoor on the decks.
Far out.
It looks like we have like multiple viewers watching the show, but it's just Phil. He's got a whole bunch of.
I have a dog the daddy's dog, right? Come on.
And the dog's watching too. See, so hey, it's all good,
So this is on Facebook Live.
We're on Facebook Live. We do that every week. We do this every Friday. So yeah, you're live. So don't say anything too offensive.
Cool.
But we do this every week from Fridays at 4:00. We've done it for 86 weeks now. Since about a month into all this when we had to stay home, and I realized when they were starting to cancel our summer festivals in 2020, that's why I got a hold of Phil and I was like, what are we gonna do? That's where we hang out.
Yeah, really. What the hell are we gonna do? You got me into this thing.
And I said, hey, have you ever heard of Zoom? Have you ever?
I
heard
didn't know.
of Zoom?
I honest to God, I didn't know what the hell Zoom was a week before he told me that. What, 87 weeks ago?
Thereabouts, yeah, it's pretty close. And so we've been lucky to do it every week. We've only missed a couple weekends, but we've always done some kind of a broadcast. And we've got a bunch of guests coming up in the weeks to come. And it's random. Some nights there's no guests, and it's just me and Phil getting drunk and then and trying to remember the alphabet, and stuff like that. When we got, and some nights we've had people like Vince Herman and your kind self, you're as well on the show. We appreciate that, and we like what you're playing there. If you say you've been prepared, you should probably play another song if you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, jamming, and this cat's got to go. My dog knows when I'm leaving.
I posted the link on Facebook to find you, so people can find you on there.
Okay.
But you play another song for us before you go, if you don't mind. And we
don't mind at all.
Alex, and good to see you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to get in character here.
Hat back on, yeah.
I got this tune. I started writing. So that last tune I started writing when I was about 19 or 20. I think it was 19 or 20, and I didn't finish it till I was about 29 or 30. And this one was around. I started writing around that time, and I wrote very quickly. I was on my way to work, and they said, "In real news," it was a joke radio show, but they said, "This is real news in northern Indiana. There has been an Amish meth explosion." And I thought, well, what can I do? How could I exploit this situation? Oh, will you write a song about it? So I wrote this song. It's called "The Amish Are Cooking Methamphetamine." I hope you enjoy it. Well, way up north in Indiana, there's a little town called Shipshawana, where buggies and carts flood the streets all day. And don't think they're so innocent, raising a barn and putting up a fence, cause that barn will be used for more than what you think. And sooner or later, their farm's gonna blow up. They got a mushroom cloud, a barn, hay, and feed. And there's only one reason why, my friends, it's cause the Amish are cooking methamphetamine. Well, Ishmael milks 8 times a day, and he's out in the sun and out in the rain, building a maze out in his field of grain. And maybe he thinks someone's watching him like the CIA or the aliens, but really he's just one methed up Mennonite. And Amish and Mennonite are 2 totally different things, but I ain't talking about something I heard, I'm talking about something I know. Well, sooner or later, their farm's gonna blow up. They got a mushroom cloud, a barn, hay, and feed. But there's only one reason why, my friends, it's cause the Amish are cooking methamphetamine. 12 days, and the first few were a big parade, but sooner or later that shit catches up. Yes, he did a big bump of his crystal meth, and he tried a backflip over his chemistry set, and that's how Ishmael's barn blew up. And I guess it was just so destined to be. See a mushroom cloud, a barn, hay, and feed. And there's only one reason why, my friends. It's 'cause the Amish are cooking methamphetamine. Say it again. Oh, the Amish are cooking methamphetamine. Best in the Midwest. Oh, the Amish are cooking methamphetamine. One last time. Oh, the Amish are cooking methamphetamine. Oh, the Amish are cooking
All right, yeah, I'll mention they get all that work done without the power tools. It takes a lot of extra energy, I guess.
Yeah. All right, thanks for listening to my songs.
Quite clever, very, very good, Alexander. Very good to see you. I got the link up there for everybody to check out, Alex, when you can, man. And it's very nice to see you tonight. Thank you for coming on the show and doing what we do, bud.
Yeah, let me also add in the Facebook chat there.
Yeah,
message with you is facebook.com/ I think the Vatos.
Yeah, the Vatos. And I have one more question for you before we're all done here, because I've experienced a lot of different kinds of music through you, it feels like. I mean, you have a kind of honk tonk for sure, but you kind of fast over to bluegrass, you're over here this way, and you're writing your own stuff, and you're folk and this and that. When you were real little, and you first liked music or heard a song that made you think music was going to be cool, do you know what song it was?
I remember and still have my very first cassette tape I got to pick out at the checkout line at the IGA down there in Bedford, Indiana, where that festival is going to be held adjacent to. And I believe that was Miss American Pie by Don McLean.
All right. That'd be I can see that. You know, I remember that very young being pretty important, you know. I actually remember asking my dad, I said, Dad, what's a levee? I knew what a Chevy was, you know, but didn't know what a levee was.
Well, and I'll tell you, my mother was, bless her heart, she taught us to say, instead of the good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, she taught us to say, the good old boys are eating burgers and fries.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to meet Don McLean and sat with his kid and his wife back in the day.
Phil's met all kinds of people. He met Prince. He knows everybody who's over there.
Yeah, I'm old.
Or he's out on your screen.
I got to meet Don McLean.
Awesome.
Yeah, Naperville.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For about 45 minutes we talked, and we had kids together, and he was older, and we had a lot of stories. And I'm gonna make a lot of more stories tonight.
Imagine
it was great to.
Imagine writing that song and then living your whole life with that song around you.
Yeah, I closed my eyes. I mean, I knew who he was, but I didn't think of who he was, and it was what it was. And
it is what it is. Yeah.
And it actually, the album's right up here in my wall. Well, and Don McLean, Bye Bye American Pie.
That's the one. That and Vincent. That's an excellent.
Anyway, I'm about to go see Packy and Matt and Farmer and Tipping and Aaron and.
Yeah, well, Alex, thank you for being on the show in the Phil and Jon Zone. We really appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And we look forward to hanging out with you in the springtime for sure. And you enjoy your evening. We're gonna finish out pretty soon here with Phil and figure out what he's got to do because he's gonna have to leave. You can see it in his eyes.
All right, hey y'all, thanks for having me, and
thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Yep, thank you, buddy. All right, Phil, our good friend. That was our good friend Alexander Lee McQueen. Welcome to the part of the zone. It's history now. So, Phil, you got to get ready to go do your show pretty soon, don't you, bud?
Yeah, to
Are you conscious? Are you okay with it? Or you're just excited, aren't you? This is an exciting night for you. That's gonna
Yeah,
be.
just I have to. Yeah.
It's good to see your face, brother. I love you so much. If I didn't tell you
I
that
love
already.
you too, John. I love you too.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's just a lot of things going on. I mean, it's not like it's up the road and you have to go.
I just take it. It'll be a
I'm
good ride.
excited.
Are you driving? No, you're not driving.
Yeah,
Driving? Are you driving? Okay. Well, you have fun. Be safe. Okay.
yeah. That's why I'm really not. Yeah. Small setup. I'm putting up. I did 17 albums just for the show. So a small setup at the merch booth.
Nice. That'd be
But
awesome.
just to see and talk to a lot of people, it's going to be fantastic. Just to see a lot of musicians from. I mean, it's sold out. It's Martyrs, Chicago. Me and Laura are about to leave to go pick up Nancy, and my dog already knows that I'm leaving, and super psyched.
Tonight's show was brought to you by Phil and John and Zoom.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
I don't know which one
your
you
name
are.
will be brought up tonight many a time. I got stickers of N Jon Zone stickers for the booth tonight. I don't like the high heels. Oh, the high heels kill me, man.
Well, say goodbye to everybody. We'll shut off after this next song.
Well, I'm sure going to see a lot of you people down there at. Oh yeah. Kurt's recording, and Scott Keppel is going to be there, and just a ton of people.
I'm out here. I'm going to the other side of the N Jon Zone. Thank you for coming on the show. Much love.
Week 86. Tune in next week.
Why do you do that, John?
Pretty awesome guest next week, man. Sean Shield next week, and Ben Davis.
Sean's going to be there tonight too.
And Ben Davis. So talk to Sean about the show next week.
He's going to be here next. He's going to be there tonight.
And then Ben Davis Jr. will also be in attendance tomorrow, next week on the Phil and Jon Zone. And then the week after that's Christmas Eve, Phil. We got to talk about that.
Yeah, I know.
Probably busy.
A lot of those people are going to be at the show tonight.
I know. You're gonna see a lot of people tonight. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
It's quite. I don't understand.
Bill and John Show. And John. Yeah, that's a hit.
Right on, Scoober.
Yeah, thank you.
Scoop thinks that's him knocking.
Let's go get him.
I think that's
Go get him! Go get him, boys!
Thanks everybody for chiming in, man.